But I know one day, one time I'll be president.
Yeah.
One day, one time I'll be president.
Wow.
I have a dream. One day, one time I'll be the president of Kenya.
So you have loftier dreams than just the current seat that you have in Parliament?
I have many dreams, and one of my dreams is to become president of Kenya.
Yeah. What will you do different?
Very much different. The first thing I would do if I became president, I would make sure I attach my wealth to the state. And make sure anybody who is elected as an MP, anybody who is nominated as a cabinet secretary from the Attorney General, anybody who is a chairman of a parastatal, attach their wealth to states.
What does that mean?
It means if I own my wealth holistically is 1 billion shillings, I'll attach that as security for my service to the state. Should I loot your money, you can deduct whatever I have looted from my wealth that I have attached to state. That way, people are not going to amass wealth from public service institution or use government positions to loot wealth, public health wealth.
Yeah.
Because what we have right now is somebody being elected. You saw the other day, a cabinet secretary is appointed and comes to parliament and tells us, I am worth 200 million. Then 1 year after, she comes back and tells us, I am worth 1 billion. Where on earth did you get 800 million in 1 year?
Per diem and salary.
Per diem and salary?
Yes.
Using the government rates? No, it can't be.
Yeah.
So if I ever become president, my campaign mantra will be, I am attaching everything I own to the state. Trust me, if anything goes wrong, take away my wealth. No public servant will ever touch anything entitled to the people of Kenya, because they know if I take, they will come for it. And if you cannot account for whatever you have stolen, even after I attach your wealth, I'll be taking you to jail for looting public resources.
Yeah.
And if that happens in Kenya, Kenya will be back.
So basically you're saying the biggest problem we have is corruption?
It is corruption. It is corruption. Why do you think President Ruto is running helter-skelter, appointing Indians into his government? Why do you think he's running helter-skelter? Every year he's giving us new cabinet secretaries. Do you think those cabinet secretaries don't give anything? You think it is for free for them to be appointed? You think it's free? Hello?
It should be.
In this Kenya?
Yeah.
Leave alone even being appointed as a cabinet secretary, even becoming a CEC member of a county. Those you call ministers in the county.
Waziri County. Yeah.
Some of them, before they get there, they have to
part with
pay their way in. Yes, that is. Sasa mtu kama ameritishwa 150 million ndio apate kiti ya cabinet secretary, ama ameritishwa 1 million or 2 million to become a CEC of a county. Kwa nini hata iba arudisha hiyo pesa? Kwani unafikiria hiyo aliwekelea hata rudisha?
So we have a lot of Kenyans in the diaspora, actually, who are our main audience. When I speak to some of them in various forums, they say like the government only wants their money because they really remit a lot of money, especially from the US. But now they are not involved in the decision making. You've said, I think more than two times here, that one day you'll be president. What do you think? How do you think the government can better sort of tap or use the diaspora, the Kenyans in the diaspora, to not necessarily to run the government, but to incorporate them to the government? Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank the people in the diaspora because they've been keeping tab with Kenya's politics. But I want to accuse them for something. I want to accuse them because they speak a lot, but they do very little. Let me accuse them for that. Because they say, Gathoni, they call me a lot. Gathoni, you should do this and this and this. But you're telling me I should do this and this. Are you enabling me to do it? Some of them ran away from this country because they realize this country is not good. So when they run away from the problem and they leave us in the problem, they should not lecture us. They should allow us, they should assist us, not lecturing us.
Yeah.
That's where I normally don't agree with them. But that said and done, they are taxpayers. By the way, right now, international foreign remittances are actually number 2 in our GDP basket.
Yeah.
So they're actually doing very well. For me, if I was president, I would make sure that I give bonuses to the foreigners who are remitting their money into Kenya. Bonuses. Just the way I'm giving bonuses to my coffee farmers, to my tea farmers, to my milk farmers, I would give them bonuses. I'll give them some tax rebates for sending back money into this country.
Yeah.
To me, that is an incentive that would make them even keep sending.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this country, we have not even enabled the foreigners, the people who are outside, who belong to Kenya but they are making money elsewhere, an opportunity even to invest well. I would make sure that I develop quotas for economic special zones where some little quota out of, for example, Tatu City, we've given out 500 acres for special economic zone.
Yes.
I would make sure in that 500 acres, at least 10% is reserved for people who are outside Kenya who want to come back and invest.
Yes.
I would make sure that economic special zones are not only taken by foreigners from other countries who are not actually Kenyans. Do you know that's what's happening? Special economic zones is land that we are giving to foreigners.
But
foreigners, I mean people who are not Kenyans.
I do understand.
But that Kenyan who is in US who would want to come and start a factory in Roiro is not allowed to come and invest there because they are being charged taxes like any other person. In fact, foreigners get a better deal than even a Kenyan who is in US. Yes. Foreigners get a better deal to invest in Kenya than a Kenyan US person who is in US willing to invest in Kenya. So for me, I'm saying every economic zone create a certain quota of 10% or 20% of the acreage reserved for the people who are in other countries, but they are Kenyans and they are willing to invest back home.
Yeah.
Are we together?
Yes.
I would create a special bank for them where they will be saving their savings. Because let me tell you, if there are people who are squandered for their money, there are people who are in diaspora trusting their mothers to buy for them plots and their brothers to build for them houses.
Yeah.
There's a day I met one lady who is very depressed because she invested all her money through her brother.
Yeah. She was sending the money.
And she was sending the money every now and then, only for her to appear in December, last Christmas. And the photo of the house that she was being given was the neighbor's plot. You know?
So these things are not just memes, they happen.
No, they happen, for real. I can actually show you that lady. I had to take her to a counselor.
Really?
Yeah, things were very bad because she just came and found the shocker. And she could not absorb it. For 3 years, she's been sending money to the brother, believing the house is up ready, only for her to come and find the plot is nothing.
Oops.
So for me, I would look for an opportunity to create for them a special bank or a special platform where they can invest their money, have their money received by trusted and credible people, implementers. You see this affordable housing?
Yes.
Why can't we have a project for the diaspora? Where the people in the diaspora knows if I send my 3,000 shillings, I'm sending to this office manned by so-and-so under the government umbrella with the emblem of Kenya, government of Kenya. You know, I would come up with a good platform where they feel comfortable to invest. But I feel very bad, my brother, whenever I see that all the special economic zone land that we have edged out is all going to the foreigners in the name of international investors.
But
we don't have
here. Don't they still create jobs here?
Even if they create job, so what? Does it mean that that Kenyan who is rich and has some special or some extra income in US cannot create the same jobs here in Kenya if we provide the right platform? Yeah.
So you feel like the Kenyans are being sort of elbowed out?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, quite much. So for me, I'll come up with the tax rebates to make sure that I attract them back to Kenya. Not really physically to come and work here, but to invest.
Yes.
2, I would make sure that I create opportunities for them to make sure that they feel comfortable. I create comfort in the money they make in US or wherever it is back to Kenya. And I would also make sure that I make it very easy for them to travel.
Yeah.
Including even, getting air tickets to come back. Yeah, I would make sure that we have a special package for people who, if you have invested, for example, $5,000, back to Kenya, we give you a certain status even in Kenya Airways. You know, when you're coming back, the pride of Africa, you know, you come back proud that I have invested in my country, I'm treated well, you know.
Actually, speaking of that, I think sometime last year.
So I see Kenyans like, you know, like there's a day I went to, I think I had gone to New York for the women conference. When I was coming back, I came back together with a family of an elderly couple and their daughter-in-law and their children. These are guys who really have worked in US for many years, so they're coming back home just to visit. But the way they were treated in Kenya Airways,
I was about to ask that.
I was okay. They had booked right? They had booked the first class, you know, the business class, first class. But the way they were treated, and these are people who are commanding really a lot of respect in US, a lot of respect, because I met them in the corridors of New York. You know, people who are really chauffeured by the US government. You know, the old Muzee is chauffeured by the US government. He is an advisor to this congressman. You know. Somebody who is very respected, but when it comes to the arms of Kenya, we treat them like shit. So when they came to the airport, I was the one helping them to clear. When we landed, now to clear the boxes, and they came in first class, you know, seats in the Kenya Airways. So I was like, okay, I don't want to promote the classification, economic classification of Kenyans, but when somebody like that is coming back Kenya, he can as well decide, by the way, amepatiwa full citizenship in America, but still want to come to Kenya. When this person wants to come back, heavenly sake, reward him for what he has been. Reward him for what he can do to us as a country. You understand? Yes. So I would come up with a program where if you invest back, say $5,000 or $50,000 or $1 million back to Kenya, we give you this kind of a status, you know? When I'm doing my annual what do you call it? The award system where we go to status and you're given medals. Like me, I was given a medal by Uhuru Kenyatta, head of state commendation. Yes. I would make sure that those guys who are Kenyan, who've really done amazing jobs by investing back in Kenya, they're part of my award system. I mean, recognize them. But here, do you know what we do? Every award ceremony, 50% of the awardees are politicians. CBS. I know. Anyway, let me leave it at that. But it is true. But I keep clarifying because I speak about those award system. People start accusing me on social media. Even you are HSC. I was given a HSC when I was not a politician. I was given my HSC by President Uhuru Kenyatta when I fought illicit alcohol in Central Kenya in the year 2012. All the way to 2014, I fought with my blood and flesh. I rescued men who are dying in Central Kenya back to their families and to their homes. One day when you're free, come, I take you to individual homes where you can find a husband who I removed from the trenches. So I was not awarded because I'm a politician. I was awarded because I did an amazing job, and I'm very proud, and I'm so grateful to God that He gave me the energy to do what I did. Okay. Yes.
Great. No, now you have a dream of being a president.
One day.
One day.
Yeah.
And by then, how soon do you think you might?
I don't know what God wants with me, but one day. Yeah. It may be soon. It may delay, but one day. Wangari Maathai, the late, told me, I will be president.
Yeah. Wow.
The spirit of Wangari Maathai has not died. The late John Mishoke told me I'll be president. The spirit of John Mishoke has not died. Are we together?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will be president one day. I don't know when, but I will be one day. Yeah.
So if one asks, what have you done before? Like show us your portfolio. What have you done?
In terms of
development, because you are.
Oh, in my constituency?
Yes.
Oh, I was waiting for that because I know there are so many people from Githunguri who are following me.
For that.
I'm the first woman to be elected in Githunguri. I'm so humbled.
Really?
Yes, there has never been another female MP in Githunguri. I promised the people of Githunguri that I will be the mother that they have never had. And for sure I have been. Because all the children of Githunguri, public primary schools, who have never had a meal in school are now having a hot meal in school. 22,000 children every day, even today, they are having a hot meal. It is never late, it is cheap, it is only 20 shillings, it is hygienic, and it is balanced diet. Every single day, and then on Friday, and then one day in a week, I have added a ripe banana on top.
Wow.
The kitchen is well funded by NGCDF. I did a kitchen that is accommodating 22,000 meals. It has water, clean water. It has solar. It is well secured and managed professionally. I'm not the one who cooks the food. I don't manage the cooking. I don't manage the procurement. I don't manage the distribution of food. I've given that kitchen to a professional group of operators, an NGO called Food for Education. The NGO's job is to procure, to manage the system of distributing the food. They have their own vehicles. They cook, they recruit, they employ, they do everything. All I do is to make sure I manage the politics of the school. I make sure quality of food is top-notch as agreed and signed. I make sure my parents are paying 20 shillings through M-Pesa. They don't pay to me, they don't pay to the NGO, they pay to the system that calculates how many meals a child is taking every day. So I have nowhere I manage people's money.
So do you target the kids in primary school, public? Or
I have said every child who is in Githunguri's public primary school. I hope next year, God willing, I'll be able to provide the same for secondary days. I have about 39 day schools. Secondary school. I hope that is going to happen. But when I say public primary, I mean even JSS, because JSS in our mind is still part of primary school.
Like class 1 and 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had budgeted for 22,000, but I'm also happy because the ECDs, which most of them are domiciled within primary school, are also eating. They were not part of my calculation because, you know, ECD are part of the county government portfolio, but it's unfair for us to give all other children food and then leave the babies. So I told the mothers, if you're willing, just pay and let them eat. So they're eating. So my 22,000 projection has overshot because of those ECDs. So I am a mother of that constituency called Githunguri. When I drive around, they call me Mathe. I'm real Mathe. Do you know why? Because that school that is eating, I've employed 4 people. New people, 4 people, at least a clerk who manages the system. We have this system called Tap to Each. Every child in Githunguri primary school has this watch. This watch is like a token ya stima, ile ya Kenya Power. Hii ndio inapokea pesa. So mzazi akituma kwa M-Pesa, kuna pay bill wanatuma, pesa inaingia hapa. Hii watch mtoto anavalianga wakienda ku-queue for food. The Tap to Eat people have a machine that detects money in this phone, in this watch. So wanakujanga wanafanya hivi. That is why it's called Tap to Eat. Wana tap.
Kama milk card.
Yes. So wakitap hivi, kama saa iko na pesa, inaonyesha kwa hiyo katap machine. Mzazi ameweka 100, tumetoa 20, your balance is this. So kama mtoto hana pesa, there is one gentleman or young girl who is employed in that school permanently. Kazi yake asubuhi watoto wakifika ni kuangalia pesa kwa hizi saa. So watoto wakiingia kwa gate anaangalianga. Wewe mama yako anaitwa nani? Wewe ni mwanafunzi namba gani? Anapigia mama yake. Your child has no money in the watch. Please top up before lunchtime. So by the time lunchtime comes, all the children are in the queue eating. But should they not pay that day, they eat. Wanapatiwa credit ya kesho. Kesho asipolipa bado anapewa credit. Siku ya 3 asipolipa bado anapewa credit. Lakini siku ya 4 hapewi credit. So that's how we operate. And this is a very beautiful project because it has increased the amount of learners in my schools. Watoto wanahama kutoka constituencies zingine wanakuja kwa Githunguri kwa sababu ya Mathe. So I have an upsurge of population of learners coming from Kiamba, coming from Ruiru, coming from Lari, and coming from Gatundu South. Yes. Wow. The schools at the neighboring constituencies are receiving a lot of new learners because of this project. And somebody asked me, so do you think you have all it takes to become president? I said, yes. If I became president, I'll run our hospitals like I'm running my feeding program. I'll professionalize my hospitals. I'll make sure people are treated well and the right to health is delivered without hiccups. That I can do. People who have worked with me in the media know me very well. They call me a strict manager, and because I'm quite I'm a perfectionist, so I like things done the way I want them done, and I micromanage until things are done. So like this project, I can tell you, since it started, only one school ever received food late. Only one out of 53 schools. Only one.
But where is the kitchen located, and how do they?
It is a central kitchen. Yeah, so we built a kitchen in a place where we have tarmac connection from that kitchen to every other school in the constituency. It's only one school that is off-road completely.
So there's
only one called Mazacha.
So every day they supply food from the kitchen to the schools?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah, by 9:30 the lorries are leaving.
Yeah.
So we cook overnight. Yeah. So by 9:30 the lorries are leaving. Latest by 9:30, it's 11:30, all the schools have the food.
Wow.
And the food is normally hot, and they leave the kitchen sealed. And the seal can only be broken by the receiving teacher plus the servers. Yeah. Because we have employed servers, people who serve the food.
Yes.
We have employed for every school, for every 200 children, we have one server.
Yeah.
So schools that have 1,000, we have 5 servers. Schools that have 300, we have 2 servers. So for every 200 learners, we have one server. So that's how we have populated the schools with servers. And those are women, my voters, in my constituency. And then the manager who manages this, every school has one manager. And this is somebody who has a degree and somebody who is pensionable, employed permanently and pensionable. So do your maths. How many people have I employed in Githunguri through this project?
Quite a number. But why only women? Of course, I know.
No, we have even men servers. Oh yeah. Okay. But we have increased more men in the loading, in the loading of the food to the lorries and offloading. And then we have, of course, you know, women are better in food handling.
That is true.
And even managing children. So we have more women serving and less women loading. Actually, I think we only have one woman loader. Yeah, the rest of the men loaders are men. And then we have many men and women in the kitchen. Yes, cooking and sorting the food and cleaning the kitchen. So I'm very happy with the people of Githunguri have trusted me as their mother to do this. Other than this, I think I'm the only MP since Githunguri started electing MPs who've done 5 police stations in less than 2 years.
But is that your mandate? So that should be under the national whatever.
No, that's my mandate. I've done 5 police stations. I'm doing the 6th one, right? I'm doing the 6th one. No, I'm doing the 7th one. Because right now I have 2 police stations coming up as we speak right now. They've never seen this. Githunguri people have never seen this. In 2 years. Because I'm a mother. I want to make sure things are done well. I want to make sure that I undo the historical injustices that has happened in Githunguri. Because Githunguri, we've been known to be a rural constituency, so we don't need roads. That's what people have been assuming. We are a rural constituency, so we don't need tarmac, we don't need, you know, all that, modernization, electrification. So I've come in and I'm like, hey, we are the highest taxpayers in Kiambu County. Do you know that?
No, I don't.
Githunguri is number 1 when it comes to tax paying.
Is it Kikuyu?
No, it's Githunguri. Githunguri, you know why we pay a lot of taxes? Because of our milk. We are number 1 in East Africa in milk production. So we pay quite a lot of taxes to the government. We also do a lot of coffee farming, a lot of tea farming, a lot of danias, and you know, we are very heavy. We are also heavy in poultry. So we pay a lot of taxes. So we need those tarmacs so that we can transport our dairy meals, our milk, our tea, and our coffee. So I've come in as a brand, as somebody who is giving a name, a good name to a constituency. So I was telling my people the other day, jokingly, if you Google Githunguri and Gathoni Wamuchomba daily, I think I am mentioned over 100 times every day. And the more they mention Gathoni and Githunguri is becoming, you know, it's getting back to the national map, isn't it? So whenever we are sharing anything, even in the National Assembly, file ya Githunguri kwanza ipatiwe, hizi zingine zifuate. Ama sivyo? So I think I am a very proud member of parliament. I have been able to bring back the glory that was lost in Githunguri. Being a daughter of Githunguri, I was born and grown, I grew up in Githunguri. I think I have tried to do what majority of elected members of parliament have not been able to do. In my manifesto, I'm only remaining one thing.
What exactly?
I promised my people that I'm going to bring back coffee money, and I've done so. At least my societies are earning 70 shillings and above per kilo. When I was elected, they were earning as less as 11 shillings.
From 11 to 70?
Yes.
What did you do differently?
I brought back good governance in factories by fire, by force. Yes, because pahali tulikuwa tumefika ilikuwa you either do it or abandon coffee completely. So I decided to bite the bullet. I was being told by wazee, usiingilie kahawa, kahawa iko na siasa mbaya. I said, kama ni siasa mbaya, wacha nichomeke. So I got into the factories, especially my coffee factory where I deliver coffee. The society is called Komodai Society. If you go and Google Komodai Society, for 27 years, they have been fighting because of bad governance. They closed down factories, vandalized factories, abandoned coffee farming, and poverty came back. Crime went very high, alcoholism went very high. I had to come in. So when I came in, I went factory by factory, talking to farmers, building their hope, promising them change. And that's what they did. They accepted me. So I helped them to come up with a new way of governance. And they agreed. So as we speak right now, I would want you to take time. Please visit Komodai. Go to specific coffee factories. Just have an interview with them. They will tell you they are earning 70 shillings and above 3 times a year. 3 times a year. They will tell you they were at 200,000 kilos of coffee annually. Right now they are clocking 1.8 million kilos.
Wow.
Because every other parent, every other person who had coffee trees have decided to go back to farm. Now, I've also done my bit. What they could not do, I have tried to assist. For example, getting fertilizers, getting farming inputs. Like today, as we speak right now, a lot of lime, ile ya kumwaga kwa mchanga. Lorries are going to that area now under my instructions. Because I've been able to negotiate for them, for suppliers to provide them with lime. You understand? So for me, I walk very tall. When I go there, they dance for me. Because they have the money in the pocket. They can see their factories are back to life. And there's a lot of money in circulation.
How do you do things? Yet you are anti-government, you are anti-establishment. I mean, where do you get sort of the goodwill? When
you become serious, people treat you seriously. In fact, when I walk into those government offices, they do it very fast to sustain me and leave me alone. Yule mama wa makelele amefika. Anataka nini? Tumalizane na yeye aende. Siku hizi nasikia mnasema acha aseme imtoke. Yes, so when I go to these government offices, I don't go there bebelezari. No. I go there and say, my farmers deserve this. I need it, like now. You try to frustrate me, I frustrate you also, politically, because I will speak against you, because you have denied my farmers what they deserve.
And the fact that you said time and again that you are a perfectionist and you are strict, don't you think that might be scary to maybe...
Most people are very scared about me. In fact, they think I am... When they see me on TV speaking, they think I am a very aggressive person. They even fear me. But when they relate with me, they realize, oh, this girl has a very good heart. I am one of that person who sells a lot of fear to people. But when you interact with me, you realize, oh, this is not the character that I thought. But that helps me in politics. Because as a woman, if you're not that protective of your territory, men will trample you down. So in politics it helps me because, kuna watu wanasamanga huyu, like now the other day, I was looking for some water for some factory. I needed it to be wired, to be connected to water. Of course, water is under governor. So I sent an MCA, nikamwambia, wende waambia MCA wako, governor nataka maji. So huyo MCA alinipigia jana kaniambia, hii nilimwambia governor akasema hataki kisirani yako, wacha maji yeko. So who is gaining? Is it me or my people?
Of course your people.
Of course. So for me, I think, sometimes I feel like people fear me. People don't want to approach me because they think I am
against you, especially your ambitions going forward, because now that you have love.
No, I want Kenyans to decide to vote for people who they think has the capacity to help them. But not Kenyans to vote for somebody who, because they pray together, they worship together, they go to the same golf club. No. They should vote for somebody like Gathoni, who they think Gathoni has the capacity to sort our issues. Let me ask you, how much money can I have to be happy? Just enough. By the way, just enough to buy this turban is enough. I don't even have to make my hair. Just enough to buy this turban is enough for me. I don't have to put those weaves, 40,000, 50,000 weaves. I can afford but just enough to buy this turban and to make somebody's child who is hopeless get some hope. I would rather spend 20,000 on another child who is going to school than buy a wig worth 40,000. You know why? Because of where I come from. I come from an environment of lack. Complete lack. I lacked money to go to school. I lacked school fees when I was in secondary school. I had to be taken care of by a foreigner. You know, somebody I didn't know, somebody who is not of my tribe, of my country, of my color. You know. So for me, hii nguo ni ya 1,000. I bought it at Roiru. And I'm comfortable wearing this dress. 1,200. This one. And I'm okay. I'm very okay. As long as I'm presentable. Hii shoe haijafikisha 3,000. Hii ni kiatu ya 1,200 or 1,500. And I'm comfortable. This is what I used to go to Parliament. I'm okay. Yeah. For me, what really gives me satisfaction is that am I presentable enough? That's it. Yeah. It's not about whether I bought a dress worth 30,000 or 50,000 in London or that's not Gathoni. Yeah. But I am very proud. Like yesterday I was so happy. I went home very happy when I saw a tabulation of how my children who are under my sponsorship got A's and B pluses in their Form 4 exams.
Yeah. So you sponsor children, how many?
So many of them, so many. So when I saw that, I saw a tabulation done by my clerk. You know, this boy got a B plus, this one got an A minus. I felt so blessed. To me, when I go home and I have made somebody's life better, I have enabled that boy or that girl to move their family up in future. That's the blessing that I need.
Great. Maybe my last question before you tell us your last word. Why do you always wear you've called it a turban?
Yeah.
I thought it's a beret.
Yeah. And today I don't have it. I have
even
it
in Parliament, you have the...
Yeah.
But I mean, you wear
I normally don't spend a lot of time in the salon, so I cover my hair. Yeah.
So it doesn't simplify anything?
No. Well, it's my brand. Yeah. Like I told you, I'm from the media. I believe in branding. So I brand myself. Whenever I go out and people see the cap, they already know that's Wamuchomba. So it's a brand kind of, but it doesn't signify anything.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Maybe your last one.
I am the woman for the job. And I keep telling people that I believe I am the woman for the job. I may not come from that family that is believable, that produces leaders, because in my family there is nobody who has ever been a politician. I'm the only politician in the family. I have no godfathers. I have not been endorsed by anybody in my politics. I don't associate myself with godfathers and godmothers because I don't have. Nobody wants to associate with somebody who speaks the truth, because sometimes they want to use you to do other things which I can never do. And so I want Kenyans to understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going. The other day I saw some politicians saying Gathoni is mad. You know, I'm not mad. I've never been mad. But what I'm saying and doing is extraordinary. And whenever you present yourself in an extraordinary way, people think you are not in the earth, they are in. So I saw some leaders saying Gathoni is mad. I'm not mad. And having a dream doesn't make me mad. I have a dream. I believe one day, one time in this country, I will be the chief executive officer. I have what it takes. I believe in God. I believe in families. I believe in the rule of law. And I believe in human rights. And I don't believe in extreme riches. I don't have to be rich for me to be happy. I'm okay walking if I have to walk. I'm okay driving myself if I have to drive myself. I'm okay cooking because that's what I love. Yeah.